Welcome to Vegetarianism, the noble way of living. We are in Toronto, Canada today, and we're going to be making a raw vegan Christmas stuffing recipe. So let's start now with our first ingredients. So this recipe calls for 3 stalks of celery, 1 stalk of green onions, about 10 brown mushrooms, 1 apple, 2 tablespoons each of rosemary and thyme, 1/2 cup of pumpkin seeds, 1/2 cup of sunflower seeds, 1/2 cup of macadamia nuts, a pinch or 2 each of Himalayan sea salt and black pepper, and then for our condiments we're going to be using namu shoyu and flaxseed oil. The first thing that we're going to be doing is chopping the brown mushrooms in order to marinate them. So we'll do this, just bite-sized pieces is good. Okay, so now the mushrooms are chopped and we're going to be marinating it with about 3 tablespoons of flaxseed oil. Measure that out. And about the same of the namu shoyu. So now we're going to mix up the mushrooms and just make sure that all the pieces are covered properly. And you can leave it marinating for 3 hours before you do your recipe. If you get really excited, you can do it the night before and the mushrooms will actually soak in a little bit more. But if you do that, just make sure to leave it in your fridge. The next thing we're going to do is chop the apple, celery, and green onion, just again into bite-sized pieces each. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grind the macadamia nuts, and we're not going to grind them too fine, but just so they're a little bit smaller than that. And what I've done with all the nuts is I've actually soaked them overnight, and what that will do is it'll make it so that the enzymes are more active in the nuts and your body can break it down a little bit better. So let's just go ahead and grind the macadamia nuts. Should be good there. We'll scoop them back into our bowl. Also with the soaking, what it'll do is it'll make them a little bit softer so they're easier to chew, which will be more like a stuffing too, which is good. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to be chopping up the rosemary and thyme into nice fine pieces so we can get all the aroma. This is starting to smell really good. Let's put that back into our bowl. Alright, the last thing we're going to do is mix everything together. And this is what I love about raw food, is there's no cooking involved. It's mostly just mixing of different vegetable ingredients. You can just dump all that sauce in there. It'll cover all the ingredients nicely at the end. And then just a pinch or 2 of salt and pepper. Good. Give it a nice mix around. Look at those Christmas colors too. It's so nice. I love that I found a raw recipe of this because stuffing was something that I did not like giving up at Christmas. It's so good, and this is smelling really good. I'm pleased. And there we have it. And now is the fun part. I get to taste it. let you know how it tastes. This is really good, actually. Bon appetit and happy holidays. Thank you for joining us today on Vegetarianism, the Noble Way of Living. Coming up next is Between Master and Disciples here on Supreme Master Television. May you and your loved ones enjoy a vegan lifestyle over the Christmas season.
Please come back to join us on Friday, December 9th, as we make a scrumptious raw vegan apple pie that will pair up perfectly with your raw holiday stuffing. Wishing you laughter and joy in the warm company of loved ones this festive season.
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/veg.